Hey guys, tonight was episode 13, the commitment ceremony.
He yelled at me.
Now, if you want to watch Ben and Ellie and Timothy and Lucinda, check out Jodie Lee's video because she'll be covering those two. Now, I want to start with Tim and Sarah. So as soon as Tim and Sarah sit on the couch, Sarah immediately goes to apologize to the group and say how sorry she was for causing a scene. And she's thinking, oh yeah, this is me taking accountability. They're going to love this. They're going to eat this up. But no, Mel said, hang on a minute. You've apologized to everybody but your husband. And the first thing Sarah says is, but he yelled at me.
He yelled at me.
He yelled at me. I mean, if you had done this last year, you would have got away with it. Yes, it would have been all about hating the man. But this year, you're going to have to take accountability, unfortunately. Now, Mel was quick to call out Sarah's behavior and say, hang on a minute. No, you were yelling as well. You were pushing Tim to the point where he eventually blew up and he tried to contain it and you just kept poking and poking and poking. Now, Tim, again, he even said, I apologize. It's not in my character. We all saw him. He apologized. She has taken no accountability. And at the end, she's like, oh, I didn't see it. But yeah, okay, fine. I apologize. You can tell, though, she's apologized, yes, but she didn't want to apologize. She's done it because she can see everyone's against her. So she knows, okay, I better take accountability and shut this up quick. You can tell she's just listening to Mel, but in her mind, she's probably thinking, what a load of rot. Why am I listening to this? She's not taking on what Mel's saying. She's not taking it on. She's just thinking, I'm in the right, Tim's in the wrong. Why aren't they taking my side? What's going on here? I don't understand. I don't think she understands the part that she's played in this. I don't think she gets it. I really don't. I don't think she understands it at all. She's apologized, but I don't think she means it. I really don't think she means it.
Now that I am being called out, I apologize.
So then Mel asked Sarah, why did you get so angry anyway? What got you so worked up? And she says, because Cassandra said, why didn't you want to go out on the dates? To me, that says that you do not like other people telling you when you're in the wrong. You don't like it when an outside person says and calls you out on your BS. And when you apologize to the group, that shows me that you like to keep a superficial farce to make sure that, I'm taking accountability, when really you don't care. You don't care because otherwise you would have apologized to Tim. He took you aside and apologized to you, but you do not think you're in the wrong. But you made a scene in front of the public eye, so you need to keep face and show that you are a, good person. So you apologize to the group, but really deep down, you don't care. You don't think you're in the wrong. And really, you think that Tim should probably be bowing down to you. That's probably what you think.
What's the genuine reason that you cancelled on him 3 times?
Mel then asked her, well, why did you cancel these dates? What was the big reason why you had to cancel 3 dates, 3 weeks in a row? Why? Why did you do it? So her first date was because they were in a bad place, which, okay, fair enough. We'll give her that one because, first week and all, you could be in a bad place. So that one you can have. Second week, apparently the food was going off in the fridge. Now, how bad was the food that you had to cook it that night? If you can't cook the food the next night, then maybe it should be in the bin. So that was a little weird. And then obviously you have the third week, which again, you knew you had a date, but you chose to go out with your girlfriends, which was fine, but you chose to go out to the point of getting so drunk that you couldn't get up the next day and be ready by 2:00 in the afternoon.
I was hungover.
That's just rude. I'm sorry. Rude. The third one, 100% is rude. Okay? You could have gone out with your girlfriend and said, okay, I'm going to go home a little earlier tonight because I have a date with my man tomorrow. And I'm here in an experiment to find a husband. That's what I'm here for. So I'm going to try and make an effort. And to be ready by 2:00 in the afternoon is not that hard. Okay, you can sleep until 11 or 12 or 1. I mean, how long does it take for you to get ready? I don't know. I'm sure you can sleep in pretty good and be ready by 2. That's what I think.
I guess that he's not a priority, but that's not really
That he's
how
not
I
a
meant
priority.
it.
The thing is, though, you know this. You're a smart girl. You know this because the first thing you say is, I didn't make him a priority. You know what you did, but you refuse to admit it because that will make you in the wrong. And you can't have that. You can't be in the wrong. You need to be in the right. So you're trying to spin it to make yourself in the right when you know for a fact you're in the wrong. Because at the end of the day, you don't really like Tim. You don't like Tim. So I don't know what you're hoping. You're hoping for another groom to come in maybe. I don't know. Are you going to flip? Are you going to try and find someone else to hang with? Because it's not going to be Tim. You don't like Tim at the end of the day. I don't think you like him. Otherwise, you would try to make an effort.
It's just that when you're with us, you're a different team.
Now, at this point, Cassandra speaks up and she says, I want to ask Tim a question because I've noticed Tim acts differently with the group than he does around his wife. And she thinks he's scared of her. Now, as soon as she says this, Sarah, she's like, nah, hang on. Don't interfere. Stay in your lane. You don't know what happens behind closed doors.
We don't know what happens behind closed doors, so do not insinuate that he is scared of me.
She's trying to cut her down and stop her because she knows this is making her look really bad. She's like, don't make me out to look like a crazy person here. That I'm this horrible woman that doesn't allow Tim to speak, that he's scared of me.
Like I'm some crazy person.
This is how people are viewing you because you don't allow Tim to speak. You do belittle him and he feels it as well. Tim is saying as well, I do hold back and I am careful how I speak around you because I don't know how you're going to react. Because you're someone who's obviously gets very volatile if someone questions you, and you will not listen when a person is asking you a question and maybe saying something that you don't like or that makes you in the wrong. You have to learn to listen to other people and maybe not jump on a quick defense every single time because it just makes you look bad. It really does.
I feel like just a bit of warmth, and I feel like why don't we just give it a crack, just try it out and see what happens.
Now, the last thing they talk about, Tim says, he just wants a little more effort from her. He just wants to see her, actually participate in the experiment. And then she goes ahead and says, I'm not there. I'm not ready. I'm not ready to spend the weekends with him.
I just don't feel like I am at a point that I want to have the times on the weekends, like going on dates with Tim.
What are you there for? What are you there on this experiment for? You're on the experiment to find a husband. So if you don't want to spend the weekend with your husband, if she doesn't want to do that, then that tells me she actually doesn't want anything to do with him. And she's just there for the show. I really think she just needs to, come clean and say, I don't like you. Because she's just dancing around it at this point.
Have a cuddle.
Now, I do want to say the scene where everybody's egging on Tim and Sarah to hug, that made me feel so cringe because you could see they didn't want to hug on the couch and it was like the coldest hug. It was the coldest hug. And Tim looked like, oh my God, is she going to stab me in the back or something? I don't know. That scene cracked me up because you could just see how awkward they were together. Now, both of them did say stay, so they will be staying for another week. Now, I'm curious to see what happens. Where is this going to go? Will Sarah put in more effort? I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see.
I love the way you make our bed. I love the way you put a grin on my head.
Next, I want to talk about Tori and Jack. Now, I don't know what to make of these two. I really don't know what to make of these two. Now, Jack, we all know he said that he's not sexually attracted to Tori, but he's not doing anything like bad. He's writing her poetry. I don't know what to make of that. Now, he wrote her poetry. I didn't know what to think of that when I saw that. It was kind of cute, but is it genuine? Is he just trying to stay on the show? I don't know. I don't know what to think because he's not doing anything bad to her. She seems happy and I feel like, oh, okay, if he's going to keep making her happy, then it's okay. But if he's just playing games, then I'm not going to like that because I don't think he should be playing games, I don't know what to think. Because obviously in the back of my mind, I've got he's not sexually attracted to her. So is he just doing a slow burn or is he playing games? I don't know. So I don't 100% trust him. I just don't. But he hasn't done anything that's made her upset at the moment. She seems really happy, So I'm not angry with his behavior. I'm just worried that it's not genuine. You know what I mean?
me, myself, I just can't line it up, and that's it.
Now, when Tori and Jack sit on the couch, they obviously have to address the dinner party. So Alessandra asked Timothy, you know, his thoughts. And of course he says, you know, I'm calling BS. I don't think they're genuine. And, you know, I do like how Jack handled the situation. You know, he didn't blow up at Timothy. He just said, you know, how do you think you acted?
Do you feel good about the interaction you had with Tori?
It was passionate, you know.
When Timothy did the altercation with Tori in the hallway, he's like, how do you think you acted? Do you think you went a bit too harshly in that moment? And Timothy said, yeah, okay, I did, but, you know, I don't regret what I said. And Jack said, well, you know, you've now had time to reflect. Do you think differently?
We've had a day to reflect, though. How do you feel about it now?
You know, he wasn't aggressive to Timothy. I haven't seen him do anything really bad to anyone. The way Jack's been handling these situations, like he's not doing anything aggressive. He's not yelling at anyone. He's not, you know, he's not doing anything like really negative in my eyes. Like, to me, I feel like it's the opposite. Like, he said he's this big, bad, macho guy, you know, BDSM, Tarzan, Christian Grey. But he's writing poems and he's talking nicely. And I don't know, I feel like I'm seeing someone say something but act a different way. So I don't know what to think of Jack. But I do feel like he handled himself on the couch really well. So I do give him that. I just don't know what to think of him. So my head's just like, you know, like I don't know what to think. So I'm just waiting to see. I'm just waiting and watching at this point, and I'm just going to see whether or not he is genuine or if he is going to mess up. I'm waiting for the penny to drop, you know. I'm waiting for something to happen, and that's all I can do at the moment. But right now, they obviously look happy, and that's all I can say about them. As for the rest of the couples, there's not much to say. They're all very positive, so the show pretty much skips through them anyway. I will quickly talk about Lauren and Jonathan. Now, obviously, their ongoing struggle is the fact of Lauren saying how Jonathan's a bit boring, he's not very emotional, he's not speaking up more.
Just seems like he doesn't feel any real, like, fire or passion about anything that's going on in the experiment or between us.
I'm not sure about her past relationships, if she's so used to guys, I don't know, maybe being more aggressive and toxic, and she's not used to a guy being more steady. So, I mean, that's a bit sad. So hopefully she can get used to that and see what a decent guy is. Now, obviously, we know they're not going to work out, but I'm hoping Lauren kind of gains something from this experience to put forth in a new relationship, because I like Lauren and I think she's a nice girl.
Do you think it's because of how I've acted that you feel not confident?
I think she is also noting that how she's treated Jonathan wasn't the best, and she is going to work on that. And Jonathan himself, he's going to try and work on his communication as well and maybe speak up a little more. So yeah, there's nothing really bad between those two at the moment. I'm curious how their relationship's going to develop over the season, especially with the whole Ellie and Jonathan situation that's going to happen. So I'm curious how this relationship's going to pan out at the end of the day. Right now, they're kind of cute. So that's all the couples on my end. Now, if you wanted to see Ben and Ellie and Lucinda and Timothy, make sure you check out Jodie Lee's video because she covers those two. Now, next up, we're going to be having new weddings. So there's going to be new contestants for us to analyze and dissect. So I can't wait to see that drama. Let me know your thoughts and I'll see you in the next one.